Yeah, if you read my bio, I was going to go into architecture initially and got talked out of it at the time. This was, I'm dating myself, but this was late 80s. And at the time, the Dean of Architecture School at UBC said, oh, it's a terrible time to be an architect. There's too many of them and they don't make much money, so really reconsider your career path. And then a prominent architect in town, Frank Musson, told me this exact same thing like later that week. So pretty much dashed my dreams of becoming an architect, and I ended up going to Art Center College of Design in Pasadena and studying advertising design. I majored in advertising design. But that school was great because it really didn't differentiate between design and advertising. It's all visual communication. So I had a really nicely grounded education there and got to dabble in photography and film and fine art and industrial design, and so that I sort of took as few possible courses, as few required courses as possible to graduate in advertising, figuring that it was a great way to sort of touch a lot of different disciplines. So that's always been what we've tried to do here at Rethink, is have a unified creative department where design, digital, and advertising are all treated equally, and we all are integrated and work together. And we try and touch a lot of different disciplines. So we've done a lot of product design. We've done art projects. We do stunts all the time. We love guerrilla mediums and guerrilla advertising. Digital is, really comes naturally to us, and graphic design has always been integrated in the design process from the beginning. So in terms of junior people and who we're looking for creatively, I mean, the teams today are a lot more diverse than they used to be. It used to be simple writer, art director with those core disciplines is what you needed. You needed a portfolio of great written ads and great radio commercials, or a portfolio of great print and posters and design work, advertising concepts to get a job. Now it's much more specialized, I think. We're looking for specialty graphic designers, we're looking for specialty digital designers, or user experience designers, or still writers, or writers who have a bent for the skills for the web. So there's a lot more sort of skill sets that work together in collaborative teams these days. But I think at the heart of it all is ability to communicate, an ability to generate good, clear, strong, original ideas. So I think those are probably the two skills that we look for in people. And I think ability to communicate is really about attitude too. Are you an energetic, sort of can-do spirit kind of person who is going to leave your ego and your attitude at the door? I think one thing that's great about Rethink, and people always say this, is there really are no sort of prima donnas here. We're a very open, collaborative group, and we all sort of share and open ourselves up to criticism from others, and don't believe in holding our work sort of really close to us and really precious. And I think that's a very sort of helpful environment. So occasionally in this industry, it's easy to get your ego kind of pumped up. You win one award, and you think, wow, I'm the greatest guy ever. And I think it's important to recognize that you don't need to be like that. And actually, it's better just to put your head down and work hard and try and come up with consistently good, fresh ideas. And actually, fresh ideas are, you need other people to help you with fresh ideas, because you can sit in your office and work away and think that something's brilliant or original, but it's not until you walk it around and show it to 5 or 10 other people that it can be quite humbling, because they'll say, I don't understand, what the heck are you trying to say with that? Or I saw that last week, or that's the oldest joke in the book, or So those experiences when you share, we call it peer review, are super valuable, and we sort of bake that into the Rethink process and try and create a team that's very open to collaboration. And I think you need a thick skin in order to survive in that environment. So that's another skill. I guess it's important to, as a creative professional, you need to be able to take rejection and take criticism and have your ideas kind of killed a little bit. So, but you have to have the strength and fortitude and confidence to say, okay, you can kill this one, but we're going to come back with a better idea. And the people who do really well in this industry are the ones who sort of wake up every morning and say, okay, I'm going to come up with a better idea today. So we try to encourage that and look for that in people. We always like to give our creative teams a balance of what we call kind of meat and potatoes work, which maybe there's not huge creative opportunity, but the work still needs to get done, and there's a huge opportunity to learn through working on those projects. But we also make sure that everyone has sort of a sweet project on their desk, something that has a nice clean brief that gives them a chance to really show their skills and come up with something really creative. So junior art director, basically portfolio with 10 ideas in it. And I think those ideas should be, you should show your visual thinking, you should show your design and layout skills, and you want the ideas to be original and to be clear and to be memorable. And they don't need to be television commercials because you're a junior, but they shouldn't be, and they don't need to be all perfectly photographed and perfectly finished either. I think the clarity of the idea is the important thing. But they need to be original. I think originality is really key, and clarity. We have an acronym which we use all the time at Rethink. We call it CRAFT. It's on our website in a few different places. But CRAFT stands for, is what we look for. That's how we judge work. C, is it clear? So do I understand it? Does it make sense? Is it relevant? Is it speaking to the right audience? A, is it achievable? So, if you have $50,000 budget to do a TV commercial, you don't open the commercial with a helicopter shot in Bermuda. Many creatives just do all the time. So it's got to be achievable. F is probably the most important. Is it fresh? So it's got to be original. And T, is it true? Is it something that we can say that's on strategy but the client can stand behind? More often than not, we've added an S on craft, so it's crafts. And is it social? So or shareable? So is it something that's has the potential to go viral and is something that people can share on the web? So that's our criteria.
Totally different direction, and we won't take up too much more of your time. But I'm really interested in the intersection between, like, you guys are a creative agency, like award-winning creative agency. But with your account people, if someone was in PR, would they have a place at the agency in terms of how you promote yourselves, like how you get, considered for award shows, working with account people? Like, do you take in people who are on the more business side of communication as well?
Well, account people, we always say there's sort of key skill sets for account people, and I think one is we're looking for people that are really organized and that know how to follow through on projects, so have experience working with clients and with real projects and with timelines and with budgeting, and can handle that side of detail and organization. And then the other side, the other really useful skill set for an account person is just general business strategy. So, if you want to become a very senior account person, you really need to have your marketing, communication, business chops, well tuned. So you need to be able to you're going to be sitting with the marketing directors of companies, you're going to be sitting with the president and CEO of the company, and you need to be able to rationalize their strategy and help them understand where the communication strategy fits with the public relations strategy or with the media strategy, and really manage all of those different balls that they have in the air at any one time. In terms of public relations specifically, we're not a PR agency. Like, we don't do traditional public relations, which is a slightly different skill set than advertising communication. Having said that, we do market ourselves all the time. So we have people in-house who work hard to make sure our campaigns go viral, make sure we're covering all of our social media digital bases, make sure we're coming up with really creative press releases, but we don't necessarily do that for our clients. Well, sorry, we do that for our clients' work, but we don't handle the traditional PR assignments for our clients.
Cool. That was actually a great answer. Yeah, that's exactly what I was looking for. There's so much overlap, right?
There is a lot.
And every day I feel like it's more bleeding through, and it's becoming. Well, you did talk about how people have to be specialized, and I think that's part of why. everything's such a mix now.
Yeah, it's a really interesting balance, because on the one hand, we're looking for specialists. On the other hand, we're looking for people who are hybrids as well. So, yeah, it's a tough balance, and it's a function of the size you are as well. So smaller companies, you know, essentially, businesses need more cylinders to be successful. They need more cylinders in their engine to be firing these days than ever before. Used to be a 4-cylinder engine was great. You've got your advertising, you've got your sales, and you've got your distribution, and you've got your product, and let's go. And now you need your digital, and you need social media, and you need PR, and you need community outreach, and you need all these other things to be all working together, and your graphic design needs to work with your product design, and then you have your software interface design. So it's more complicated. So smaller companies working with clients, how do they manage more of those skill sets? Well, they need hybrids. And then as your company grows, as you get a little bigger, you get to the position which is a great position to be in, where you can actually have specialists in those areas. And then you can get actually people who focus, spend more time, have more experience in those particular disciplines, and your skill sets all sort of collectively go deeper. So yeah, I think we've over our history, we've tried to find the sweet spot in terms of size, so that we can offer, we can still act like a boutique, like a small company, and be very hands-on, but still offer a robust sort of depth of services to our clients. So that's often a tough balance to strike.